And welcome back to Comic Frontline, everybody. I am Brant Fowler, aka the Gonzogoose, back with you for another comic review. This time we're talking about X-Men Blue issue number 2, written by Cullen Bunn with art by Jorge Molina, colors by Matt Milla, letters by VC's Joe Caramagna. Cover artists Arthur Adams and Peter Steigerwald. Variant covers Humberto Ramos and Edgar Delgado. Alright, so this issue kind of fills in some much needed explanation of the end of last issue. As you guys know, last issue it was revealed that Magneto was working with this new group of X-Men, or this classic old group of X-Men, whatever you want to call this group of X-Men. And so that was kind of a twist, and then we get another twist at the end of this one. It left some questions, like why are they working with Magneto, and they kind of addressed that. We go back 2 months ago. Jean Grey is meeting Magneto in a junkyard, in a wreckage place, and you know, he's trying to appeal to her and saying that, you know, he believes in Xavier's dream now, and he needs you know, their help, because he feels like for mutants to survive now that they've finally got another chance to survive after the whole Terrigen, you know, mess, that for them to survive they have to live alongside humankind. And you know, Jean's very skeptical of this and everything, and he lets her read his mind, actually. And so, you know, we jump back and forth between that conversation and the present where they're training, and you know, it turns out they're doing a danger room exercise, and it turns out they're fighting Magneto in the danger room. And so they're secretly kind of preparing to take on Magneto, because they know that there's something there. Jean, when she was looking in his mind, she could tell that she was kind of being guided this way or that way, and he was trying to protect certain thoughts and everything. So she knows he's got some kind of agenda, doesn't know what it is. They're kind of playing this, but they're still having a hard time coming together as a team, which, you know, I understand that. But at the same time, it was time for them to move past that part of their conflict. That's what we dealt with in the previous series, and now we're kind of going back to this. Hank and Bobby are off doing their own things, and Bobby, he's dealing with the fact that, you know, his boyfriend won't return his calls and everything, and he's kind of freaking out about that. Hank, on the other hand, there's something up with Hank. You know, he's delving into the magic more and more, but there's a point in this issue where we see his eyes glow after Scott has left, and somebody's talking back to him. So I don't know what's going on there, but they're playing with the whole magic thing, and that's fine. It seems like there's still conflict and strife between the actual team members, and they should have moved past that and come together. You know, and obviously there's going to be conflict along the way, but this is a little bit early to go back into that kind of thing. So that was the one real nitpick I have with the issue. The art I thought was pretty good, pretty solid throughout. Danger room exercises, it felt classic and modern at the same time. There was a page in the back showing the original sketches for these new costumes and everything, and I thought that was pretty cool, because I actually like the new costumes quite a bit. I think they fit, you know, this kind of rebirth of these this particular team, and coming into their own. You see Jean coming, you know, becoming a little bit more of a leader, but still hesitantly. So I like that they're, you know, doing a kind of a slow progression of her, you know, falling into that leadership role. Scott still, you know, he's still kind of pushing a little bit to, you know, that's just his personality, to be the leader. He's like, you know, I'll talk to Hank, I'll deal with him, and yada yada. Where are they? Why weren't they here? You know, and all this stuff. So, but Jean is still taking charge. She's making the decisions, making the calls. Magneto is Magneto. You know, he's always got something up his sleeve. And at the end of this issue, we got the twist, and we kind of figured out at least part of his plan. And so I'm not going to spoil that for you guys. It just came out today. We do learn something about Magneto and what he's planning, and it was pretty big concerning, you know, these characters, and you know, what could happen to them. So, or you know, what direction they go from this point on. So it was very interesting, and it was a nice little twist. And not an unexpected twist, but, or rather I should say, it's not unexpected that he would have some agenda, but it is a little bit unexpected of what this twist might be, what his plan is. So it was interesting, and I'm intrigued to learn the reasons behind his plan, and why he wants to do this. So I'm gonna let you guys read that for your own pleasure, and of course we'll talk about it on Frontline Live. But for me, like I said, nitpick of this issue, but I felt like this issue was much better than the previous issue. I felt like I could connect to these characters a little bit more, even though that conflict bothered me. I still liked it more than last issue, and again, I thought the art was solid. And you've already got this first story set, the first conflict introduced, and you've got subplots going on here now. So pretty solid issue. So I'm going to give it 4.25 stars. I thought it was really good, and I recommend reading it if you're an X-Men fan. I think this one is going to gradually get better. It's going to improve with each issue. At least that's what it seems. It seems to be on target to do that if they don't lose track of what they're really needing to do with these characters. Which, like I said, again, move away from that conflict. Let their conflict be the enemies they face for a while, because we've seen enough of that. Not saying they don't need to have personal issues from time to time, but I think right now it's about them coming together, and they're not doing that yet, and they need to. They need to feel like the X-Men. That's all. All right, so that's my review, and hope you guys liked it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of the issue, if you agree or disagree with me, or you have other thoughts about what's going on. I'd love to hear them. And of course, join us on Tuesday for Frontline Live as we discuss this issue, possibly if it's in anybody's top 5, or worst pick, which I don't think it would be, but who knows. But you can join us there, and of course check out all the other content here on Comic Frontline. You can check me out over on my channel, Brant Fowler, and you can check me out on LastEmberPress.com, Zone4Podcast.com, What the Card on YouTube. And until next time, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.